Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Chop It Up podcast. Today we have a guest. His name is Richard. There he is right there.
What's up, fellas? What's up, everybody?
How you doing, bud?
So, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be on here. You know what I mean? It's everybody. I just want to make clear to everybody that I enjoy what I do, coach, online and in person, bodybuilding lifestyle clients. My name is Richard Palacios. RP Flex coaching is what I run.
On his Instagram, that's his Instagram.
That's my Instagram, yeah.
Make sure you follow him.
Yeah, we'll put
Please.
his Instagram in the video.
Yeah, there you go.
So just to start off, what inspired you to start your fitness journey when you first began?
To be honest with when I was small, I was a stick, right? When we moved out here, when I was in first grade, and then I guess the slow life or whatever, because I came from LA. And we're always up street, around, as kids. And then as we came here, first grade, I started kind of just TV, playing outside, but TV, eating junk, and then I found myself in like 5th grade, dang, dude, I'm kind of big, and I was very self-conscious because I got not gyno, but it looked like man boobs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like
you start gaining weight.
Yeah, dude, start gaining weight, and I was like, man, I like these females, and they don't like me back because I'm fat or whatever, but a fast track to that, so I just didn't like that. And I seen my brother in high school start training football and started doing all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I want to be in football. And I started training at the house because he got a bench set, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do football. I just want to play the guitar and try to get buff. So pretty soon, I just came working out, became a workout addict, as in just benching. I'm young, you don't know anything, when you're training back then.
Right. You just hit it.
Yeah, hit it, and then
you're just trying to get big. You think you're gonna get big quick?
Yeah, thinking eating all this nasty protein that's like thinking one shake is gonna get me big.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching reading the magazines, like the Flex magazines and all that stuff. So I idolized Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, and stuff like that. So I've always wanted to be a bodybuilder, but just never had the physique. And what held me back was a diet. And I seen these guys, I thought they're natural, and all that stuff. So it's like, but you're a kid, you're young, there's not a social media out there like how it is now, right?
Right.
It's all like mainstream. It's like, oh, this guy, But put that aside. So I grew into fitness. I started getting stronger, started changing my physique. And then this is when the party scene came. Right, you get your girlfriends, you party, you're drinking.
Let's go.
And it's all fucking downhill from there. So now I got back in the rut of, man, I'm bigger than I was before. Like that. It's like 23 hit, 24 hit. I'm like, I need to make a fucking change. I need to make a change. So what got me into doing that is just training. I didn't train legs either until I was 23. So I just wanted to. Like, I don't care. I just want to be big, right? No one's gonna see my legs, right? But bodybuilding is different, right?
Yeah.
You gotta see it.
You gotta see it.
Yeah, and so 23, 24 hit. And I started training balls to the wall. More powerlifting, split, deadlift, bench, squat. And I started dieting as in like chicken and rice diet, didn't know better.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Per usual, that's the start for everything.
I'm eating clean, whatever, and still doing my dirt on the weekends, whatever. And I started coming down. I was like, okay, I see a change. I was like, the goal is to hit abs by next year. And I think it was like 25, and I got super small, I started counting my macros, started doing if it fits my macros. That's when it was big back then. And so I learned how to just look at the food and it's like, okay, well, this, and I calculated it. And dude, I got my abs, I got down so my first drop was from 220 down to 170, 165, maintained it.
Yeah, that's a big
drop.
Yeah,
dude, at my height, big boy, and so I dropped down, man. I dropped down to 148, naturally, lean, got abs, got pecs, and all that stuff. I'm like, man, so I'm gonna get bigger now. Yeah. So that's when just the powerlifting over consumed me, and it's just like, I gotta just grow, and I wasn't putting down food. I was still kind of, what's it called? The food kind of scared me still. Right? Yeah. The balance, and because I was always in a deficit, but I was strong still, I was hitting 4 plates, on squats and deadlifts and all that stuff. And I got up to 155, 160, and then as the years progressed, I met my wife. You know, she was into it too, and we got married. And then once I hit, but in that time, from when I was actually getting serious, people started hitting me up. It's like, hey, how do I do this? Like, hey man, you need to do.
Obviously they seen that you were doing something right.
Yeah. And it's like, how's this big old dude come down and like he's all in it? And don't get me wrong. I mean, I've always had size when I was a bigger guy because I've always trained.
Yeah.
You know, there's that one year that I didn't train, and that's what messed me up. You know, just to try to keep me afloat. You know, and blew me up. But after I got back into it, muscle memory and stuff like that came back, and people started hitting me up. Yeah, people started hitting me up, and they're like, "Hey, dude, how do you do this?" I was like, so I started kind of coaching. I even coached my brother. I coached my wife my wife at the time was my girlfriend, and so I got them to change.
So that coaching kind of came up upon like accidentally because people started hitting you up. Well, it's not something you kind of
that's nothing. I didn't plan on doing this for a living. Right. I planned on just work. I worked in the whole field.
Yeah.
You know, and just working in the whole field, being a big boss, something, and making money. You know.
Yeah.
And so no, it didn't come like that. But as the years progressed, you know, I mean, I tried to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna charge this much, and people are like, nah, you know, whatever. So I still coach people for free. I still gave the knowledge out, and I started getting into it really when I was around 30, as in like looking at hormones and stuff like that. And I went to a doctor when I was 30, but the reason why is just to get a checkup. But the reason why too is I wanted him to check my hormones, because that's when back then everybody was like, oh yeah, get on TRT or whatever, or you might need it. And I was natural, but you know, and in the past, I have done like them little pro hormones at GNC that they say, oh yeah, it's natural, and in reality, I didn't know better. It's not, you know. So I took that route, checked my hormones, but I noticed because when I was 25 to 28, I noticed that my body was like tight, you know. Obviously I had loose skin, you know, I was overweight, but nothing crazy. And my body was just like tight, you know, like it just looked full, muscles looked fuller. And 30 hit, and it's like, man, like I look pudgy, you know, like it could be always dieting.
I think 30 is that age where the male it starts going down.
Yeah, it declines at 30 and gets worse as the years progress. Less energy, more aches and pains. You know, I'm sorry, dude, but when I hit 30, I had more back pain, more knee pain, you know, and sleeping wrong would hurt my back or whatever, you know, like some little stuff, right? Age is just a number, but age doesn't matter sometimes. Yeah, you know. Of course. So that had happened, and I was like, man, I'm melting, dude. I feel like I'm just melting. They're not full. I'm pudgy. You know, I'm counting my calories and all that stuff.
You're like, what's going on now?
What the hell's going on? So I checked at the doctors, and they said, I think you're fine. You're healthy. I'm like, okay. And he checked my blood work. It was at 300 nanograms per deciliter. And usually, depending on what lab you go to, the reference range is anywhere from 260 to 900 or 1,000, depending, right? And so I was already plummeting. So by the time I hit probably my age, it probably would have been even lower, right? And so he's like, oh, you're low normal. And I'm like, it didn't click, right?
They don't even sound right.
It didn't click, and I was like, okay, you know. So I was like, well, I'm low normal, and I'm driving home. I'm like, low normal. I'm like, that means I need means like I need something.
Like you're low.
I'm low, like I'm clinically low.
Everything probably started making sense.
Yeah, it started making sense. Like that's why, I want to optimize everything, and then I started just. Whatever, you know, I just trained, and I got the years progressed. I didn't get overweight. I got pudgy. I was scared to add mass, you know, because of that. Not because of testosterone, because just in general, that was scared to get fat, you know, because I always have, like, even now, like, as leaner and as big as I am now, I'm not saying I'm big, but in general, right? I still hold a lot of water on my chest area, you know. I don't get that cut until I have abs and stuff like that. I'll have lines on my quads, but they don't look like pecs. You know, give me maybe a month and they'll fucking be there. You know, but that's the last thing to go. And then lower back too. But I mean, who wants to see the lower? No one's thinking lower back. They're thinking from the front, right? you want to represent this, right? Yeah. But yeah, dude. So 32 hit, and I'm like, man, something's going on. Like, don't get me wrong, my libido was up. You know, everything worked perfectly in that side. I was able to have kids just quick, you know, like, okay, boom. I was like, oh, well, we're gonna have a kid, and okay, had a kid, had two kids, you know. So everything was good, And then I was like, man, it can't be. Like, something's going on. Like, I just feel tired all the time. I'm weak. You know, I'm still hitting weight. I feel strong, but muscles aren't like how they used to be, you know?
Right.
And got my feels a little bit, you know? Like, but when you guys know you age hits.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for
it's
sure. Like, after I hit 30, I was about the same.
Yeah.
Everything else, it still works perfectly fine, but you don't feel the same. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
But everything else, you're still intact. You're still able to perform, do whatever, but not at that level you were before 30.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean?
right?
Yeah, I exactly know what you mean.
Like back then, dude, like I used to, I mean, get up, go out, party with my friends, wake up, hungover, and still work.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Try to do that now.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll be
2-3
out for 3 days. I'll be out for 3 days easy. You
Yeah,
know?
for
Like,
sure.
and it's like, I'm not saying that has anything to do with the hormones. No,
Right.
that's the age, right?
Age,
You know, in
age,
general.
exactly.
That's what I'm trying
After
to get
30,
at. You know,
30.
just age. I'm sorry, you start declining.
Right.
But I don't want to decline. I want to be active. I wanted to be a young dad.
Maintain.
You know, I wanted to be 25, still running around with my, or have little kids running around, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It
Keep
didn't
up
work
with
out
them and
that way,
everything,
you know, but I'm there with them now and I'm healthy and all that stuff, you know. But so I took the plunge, 32 hit. I had a friend, rest in peace, my boy Todd. He's the one that used to have the stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it in my own hands. So I started off slow, just like research, you know, like I'm not talking about so much dope.
On your own. Nobody was showing you the way. You were putting in that work yourself.
No, I'm putting in my work.
That's
I'm
right.
doing everything right. I'm researching everything. I'm not asking for advice. I'm like researching and making sure I do it in the
Yeah.
safest way, which is not safe, right? Unless monitored by a doctor. But in general, I took that route.
Yeah.
And then my other buddy's like, oh man, you should take what's it called? These health supplements. So I started researching them. I'm a nerd, dude. I research everything. If you're at the gym and you're as like-minded like me, we're probably not going to work out and just talk, you know, about some
Yeah.
stuff, right? So I took it upon
Just get into
yeah,
it.
get into it. Yeah, dude.
Easy.
That's what happened to me today. you know,
Hour or two later,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
two
My
hours
wife's
in
all-
the gym, then
my
you
wife's
work
all
out.
like, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm on my way. But and then later on, I was like, I got caught up time. It's like, I know.
I already know you.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. So that happened. I started taking it, and then as the months progressed, I see my body change. You know, like, and it's like, oh shit, like I'm hitting my food, muscles kind of came back alive. Like I don't look pudgy anymore. It's like, dang, dude, this is like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's life changing.
Yeah.
Energy was up. You know, obviously libido goes fucking to the roof too. You know, but at the same time, it's like it changed me, and it made me hungry for more. As in, not in a bad way. It's like I need more of the certain PDs, right? It's just like, man, what can I do now? Like, can I compete? Can I bodybuild? You know, it was just a new gateway, new doorway that opened up to me.
Yeah.
It's like I could finally be like the guys that I idled back then. You know,
Right.
because people back
It
then,
motivates you.
Motivate, yeah.
You back. Yeah.
yeah, and so back then, like around I think I was 25. I'm not sure what year it was, but they started doing the natural bodybuilding here, and I see all these guys competing, and I was like, man, that's badass, you know. But I was still self-conscious back then,
Yeah.
and I knew how to diet and I knew how to come down, but I just didn't think that was for me. I idolized that, you know, and I envied that, I guess.
Right.
Not in a bad way, envied as in like, man, I want to be
Yeah, you want to be there.
yeah. So I finally got up there when I was 34. So I started dieting. I started bulking up, adding mass, slow, because I was never, like I said, I was scared to add mass. So I got up and I got big. I started using certain protocols that I deemed that were a little healthy for me and mitigated all the side effects. And then I took the plunge at 34 when my dad had passed. And we'd always go like to places and it's like flex, you know, like, cause he liked that.
He was
you know?
proud of you.
Yeah, he was proud of me, and I'm like, man, he really cares, you know. And it didn't click until he passed, and it's like, man, he really like wanted me to look like that. He wanted me to pose because he liked that from me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got sick one time and I was like, no, I'm not going to go to the Expo. My stomach hurts. He's like, no, I'll go. He's like, no, yo te llevo, vámonos. You know,
Let's go.
You know, let's go. All right. My dad was there, dude. Older guy, nothing but gray, white hair and then hugging all the females and stuff like that. You know,
Get a picture right here.
Get a picture right here. And So it was a good thing, and I feel like that made me and my dad, like my dad really liked that about me, that I would train, you know, because my brother trained too, and all that stuff, but not how I did. You know, like
took it to the next level.
Yeah, he fell out of doing that stuff, and now he does once in a while and stuff like that, but not like me. I'm like a diet is trying
You're
to,
on it.
you know, on it, you know, and so 34 hit, and around that time, that's when Dad had passed, and I was like, you know what? He's always wanted and stuff like that. I want to do a competition. So I came down on myself before that, and I hit a set point of like, okay, well, this is a good spot, I think, to start. Because by then I was like full of knowledge already. From 32 all the way to 35 or 34, it was just nothing but nutrition, diet, and training, and then PEDs, you know. And it's like the right way to. I mean, there's never a wrong or right way, but there's a real wrong way.
Yeah.
There's a safer route, and then more of a just put everything in your body and call it good, you know. So I got my blood work. I checked everything, make sure everything was good, and then I got with one of coach local here. Me and him go back a long time since the 24-hour days, but when that was still open wide name.
Yeah.
And me and him would chop it up and talk. Like, hey, dude, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? Like training or nutrition. No PEDs.
All knowledge.
All knowledge. No PEDs because I didn't know about that, you know, until we got actually talking again. I was like, what's up, Eric? His name's Eric Crapo. He started coaching me. So we did our competition starting the end of January. So it started pretty quick because I was already somewhat lean, not too fat, but at least I had some lines coming out of my abs, you know.
And you were 34 at the time.
34 at the time.
Your first one.
34. And so we started prepping, and he would tell me, hey, dude, what about I need you to take. And I was like, hey, I don't need that because this doesn't work with my body or whatever. So he knew already that I was in tune, like with my body. I know what did what's safer for my body and what I can handle, what I can't, right? So we started prepping, and I did that show, and I'm like, man, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. I don't want to jump on stage, but I already paid for it. That's why I tell people I will never make you get on stage if I don't see that you're ready, because you're going to waste money. And not just that. I like what I do. I want to bring the best, and for your first time, if you're going to compete, I want to make sure you're going to look good on stage and like you belong. And not just that, it's my name on it. Right. So I got on stage. I pushed back another show, but mind you, like, it was mind games. I was peeled. You know, like, I didn't have striations on my glutes because I didn't have glutes. You know, you can only bring out the muscle you have, right? If you don't have delts, you know, you're not going to bring them out, you know, in general or whatever. So I had a good amount of size, but certain lagging body parts. Obviously, it's my first time. I was like, my mindset wasn't to go in there and win. All I wanted to go in there and look like I belonged and look peeled. I didn't care about no trophy.
There you go. That's right.
You know? And so I got on stage, and I fucking won my division. You know? And I was like...
You're like, what the fuck?
I'm like, hey, does that mean I won? It's like, yeah, dude, you're going to compete later on for the overall. So the overall back then was a sword. And it was... the short class to the tall class, and you can see the pictures. It's like my short ass with the next guy taller, the next guy taller, the fucking giant, right? So it just fucking went up like that, and it's like, all right. I was like, that's exciting. Like, I already knew. It was like, I'm not gonna beat these motherfuckers. These ones are big, you know. And I did it. Obviously, I probably placed last of them, but I still got to be on stage with now a guy. He's a pro.
There you go.
He won that show, and he's a pro now. And it's like, damn, dude, I mean, I'm not saying that I could go pro, but like, I got something here, you know?
Especially because you went in with that mentality. I'm just going to go and compete against myself. Exactly. I'm not even looking for a trophy. Yeah, dude. And just to place there and be there, it's like, it bumps you up for sure,
That's impressive.
It's impressive.
Dude, my wife, like, she was like, my wife's loud, dude. Like,
they cheer you on. Number one fan.
Number one fan. And it's like, yeah. And I was like, I looked around and it's like, wow. Like, but you know what? I still stayed home.
Yeah, there you go. That's the key, humble.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Exactly. Like, I stayed humble and didn't, and wasn't like, man, I'm better than everybody here. Hell no, because I know what I lacked.
Right.
I know I needed glutes. I know I needed more hamstring. I needed whatever. Yeah. You know?
The only competition is yourself.
Yeah.
Just competing against yourself, trying to do better.
Exactly, dude. And that's what it's about. And that was in 2022. And so I ended up going my own route. I tried another coach. Not that I didn't like it. It's just like I could do this shit myself.
Yeah.
So I started researching more about myself, researching more about the nutrition, the diet. What can I do? How does thyroid affect while I'm eating this much or this high or whatever? How can I carb cycle?
So that motivates you to do even more research,
to do even more research,
for sure,
and get motivated. And back then I was already like, okay, well, I'm gonna start coaching people not for prep, just lifestyle. And no one hit, like.
Sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while, which I wasn't discouraged, but I was like, how am I gonna take this serious? Or how people can take me seriously doing one show and all of a sudden coach, right?
Yeah.
And I don't like to do that, dude. That's not me. Like I want to know. I want to make sure I know everything.
Right.
Not everything, or at least know a good amount.
Right.
And so I ended up doing my own thing. I grew. I to 2023, and then I kept growing, and then cutting for a little bit, and then I want to say I started my cut in April. I started coming down, and then a competitor. By that time in February, I had one client.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been with me for a year. And I was telling you earlier, he 187, came down to 163, pretty shredded, not crazy ass, but lines everywhere. And now we're at 180. And
you see the results
way better, And so I started with him, and as the months progressed, I got a couple more clients. I was up to 10, and in the first 8 months, not including the competitors I had, and so that had happened, dude. And I mean, I am now, and I'm not gonna say I'm well established, but I got my name out there.
Oh yeah, for sure,
and stuff like that. But yeah, dude.
And you got a lot of knowledge to offer, and help. And like I said, when you see somebody make the changes, well, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Because they put it in the work. You're guiding them, and they put it in the work, and they see the results. They're like fuck yeah, that's right. Keep going.
It gets me going. Yeah. It's like, man, it makes me want to be better.
Yep.
And makes me take a hold of that. It's like, man, we could all grow together.
Yep.
Teamwork. Yeah.
Yep.
And with me, communication, no matter what.
Exactly.
You don't communicate with me, how do you expect me to know?
Yeah. You don't know where we're going. Yeah.
Tell you to do this, but if you don't ask me the questions, then how do you expect for you to get better?
Yeah.
But around that,
you just gotta ask.
Yeah. You ask. That's what my check-ins are for. Like, how you feel, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's my number, my email is there, so you can hit me up on certain questions.
Right.
Like, I'm not a mentor, but I will mentor you. Obviously, that's different because it goes in more depth. Because now you're taking my job, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's business.
Yeah. Because everybody's a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some people might need it. Most people don't.
Exactly. And the thing is with that is, luckily, I did get these competitors fell on my lap, and I got one of them, and I prepped him. He did, or in the beginning I didn't prep, but towards the end of the show, I got him in that position. He won his class, and went for the overall, didn't win it. And then after that, I was like, he told me about that, prepping for to go pro. I was like, I think he got the structure and genetics. Let's just get you field and see where the waters are.
There you go.
Test the waters.
Yeah.
And we got up there, out of 30 people, he got around, I want to say 14 or 13 points. I could be wrong. But out of 30 competitors, these guys were all pro caliber stacked.
Oh, wow.
And it's like,
impressive.
yeah, and I'm like,
impressive.
and I got a hold of them from the 11th week after that first show to that, and it's like, man. And then I right now I'm working with his wife to bring her down, and I just asked him now. I mean, I got a couple competitors, and about my boy Mike, he came to me 8 weeks, and I told him, I don't know, 8 weeks is a real short time.
Yeah.
Right. And then we prepped. He suffered. I got him there. He peeled. Yeah, he peeled.
You got to put in the work, though.
Yeah, you got to
how
put in the
serious
work.
are you? Like, are you ready to put in all that work? Even though it's 8 weeks, like, might be able to do it, but you got to put in a lot of work. And
dude,
like you said, suffer a little bit.
You're gonna suffer.
Yeah, for sure. Sacrifice. There you go.
And you have that mindset.
Yep.
You don't have that mindset.
Yeah. Because that you cannot teach somebody.
Oh,
you can't teach somebody the mindset.
Never.
Like, you gotta have it in you. Like, you have it, you ready, want to put in the work, fucking let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you have to put in the work, and you have to be willing to sacrifice.
Yep.
And you got to be a little selfish. I'm sorry to compete.
Yeah.
And that's just competitors, right? You got to have, outside of that, you got to obviously make up with the wife, girlfriend.
Your life.
Yeah. And then,
normal life.
But that's the difference between lifestyle and competitors.
There you go.
There's a big difference. Competitors, you have to be on them as in like looking at what they're eating. Are they changing the week to week? Are they doing certain protocols that need to be done? Are they checking the blood work if they're on stuff like that?
Right.
Lifestyle, more strict, more rigid, more foods that aren't going to affect bloat, digestion.
Yeah.
The lifestyle clients, obviously, they're sometimes more serious too, but we don't have to be as serious with them.
Right.
With the whole dieting, because they still have a life outside the body.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these competitors. That's all they want to do.
Yeah.
That's their life. So
Yeah.
they're gonna go
Yeah, exactly.
120% dedicated.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you're trying to go pro, that's a whole
different mindset, and that mindset has to be almost like no days off.
Yeah.
You know, even on
That's my slogan. No days off.
You gotta rest, dude. You gotta rest.
Because you get burned out.
Oh, no.
There you go. Look at my boy's ready. My boy's ready. No days off.
Yeah, but the thing is, the whole mindset is different. It can like lifestyles do transition to bodybuilders.
Yeah.
It's just what you want to do,
Exactly.
what you want to put out in life.
Yep.
That's where you just guide them and you just give them the best information.
Exactly.
To be able to take and then further their knowledge even further how serious they want to go.
Exactly. And my thing is just listen and ask questions. I'm never going to tell you to do something just because I said.
Right.
You don't want to waste no one's time.
Yeah. Like, no, you do something and you ask me and I tell you why or explain it. And if you're okay with it, you're okay with it. If you're not, then okay, we'll change it up or you can go your separate route. I'm not going to say, eat this much food and you just do it. Like, I want you to ask me, interact with me, communicate with me. You know, you have to. That's what builds I feel like a good coach.
Right.
You know, someone that's going to communicate with the client. Someone that's going to be almost friends, you know. I'm not no cheerleader. You know, I try to...
or a babysitter.
Well, babysitter. Yeah. Like, you see me online saying check-ins are due.
Yeah.
You know, like, why would you waste your time and pay this money
if you're not serious about it?
To miss check-ins and not be serious about it, right? I mean, and a lot of people that I get they are pretty serious.
Right.
I mean, you get some stragglers here and there.
Yeah. I think that's normal.
That's normal for everything, right?
Yeah.
And everything you do in life, you know? But I just feel like that they need to go get a hold of their life and get that mindset right and be able to want to achieve that goal and better themselves, you know?
Right.
And that's not competitive, I'm talking about lifestyle.
Yep.
Not just talking about it.
Overall.
Yeah.
Every day.
I want to do this. All right, let's bring it into fruition. Let's fucking let's do something then, you know?
Let's put in that work. Because that's what it's all about. Let's put in that work.
We could all talk about let's make some money. Let's bring this business.
I want this. I want that. Yeah.
No, like we all want that.
Yeah, but let's put in that work.
Let's put in
how serious are you?
Yeah, let's make it a reality.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do. My coaching, make it a reality.
I like that.
You know, and I came a long way. Like I said, and it's only been a year since I've been seriously coaching, and obviously helping people free in the past, but obviously just establishing myself.
That's what it takes, though.
You know, yeah.
And then, like you said, because you love it, you love what you do.
Yeah, dude.
So you're gonna do it for free, and eventually you get paid for it.
Exactly, and that's
your passion.
And then at the end, people be like, "Oh, you became a success overnight," but they don't see all that work that you've been putting in, and then for free that you weren't even getting paid for.
Yeah, exactly. Like I started like 25, 26 doing this.
Yep.
You know, not
all that work you've been putting in, like the knowledge and that you've been searching and seeking.
Exactly, dude. And it's like
it takes time and energy.
It takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of. I'm not the smart. Like I don't absorb stuff when I'm reading. So I have to read it like fucking 5 times, listen to it like 3 to 5 times until it sticks.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it takes a lot. For me, it takes a lot of time, you know. But it's something I'm interested in. You know,
exactly.
I love.
When you're passionate about something, you can take
exactly.
those extra hours.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You're willing to go.
Yeah, because you don't see it as work.
Yeah,
you love it. You do it for free.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm telling you, like I get caught up in the gym and it's like, hey, dude, can you help me with posing? And I charge for posing.
Mm-hmm.
I charge. Everything has a price.
Right.
But sometimes you get me. It's like, all right, dude, we'll do this, do that, and it's like I didn't get nothing out of it, but I just got in myself. It's like, man, I bettered him. You know, I didn't get no cash out of it. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I brought some knowledge to somebody, and I brought their physique into a different level just by posing or just by changing diet. Oh, eat this instead, dude. Don't even, you know, or try this exercise or try to activate these muscles, you know. And it's like, well, I'm not coaching you or you're not paying me, but free knowledge, keep it.
Right. Oh yeah.
Absorb it.
Yep.
You know.
Exactly.
It's just that's why I do a lot of these Q&As online. You know, people take advantage of it. Some people don't. It's fine. You know, like I'm just trying to get myself out there and make this a stable profession for me and my family. And it's not work for me because it's a passion.
It's passion. Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah, dude. So that's where I'm at. That's my whole spill where I started.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like it's just something I like. I love.
That's what it's all about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, passion and profit. There's nothing like it.
Oh yeah,
you
dude.
can just turn that year after year, month after month, work 20 hours if you need to. And just get back to it. Like you said, no days off. Work Monday through Sunday. It's a lot easier. Especially when it's just passion.
And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it that way.
Oh no.
Like, oh, you're always working.
Right? I get that all
That's how we are. That's how we are. That's how I am.
So when you take time off for yourself, I take a couple hours here and there.
Yeah.
Go do some muscle recovery. I have to go here.
Yeah.
If I go do this, I'm like, I'll take an hour for myself, but I love what I do, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to just push myself.
And they don't understand that we don't see it as work. When they see it as work, they're like, oh, you're not taking no days off. And then that's the slogan, no days off. But at the same time, like, we don't see it as work. So we don't wake up saying, like, oh, I got to do this again. Like, I don't want to do it. No, you wake up and like, fuck, excited.
Let's go.
Like, let's go.
I wake up, and I wake up when we have check-ins, because I have transitioning from Sundays. I used to do them all Sundays. Now it's Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And I have certain people checking in on those certain days. So it's like, there's that one client that I'm excited to see and open.
Yeah.
Because I know this fool's nailing it and he's coming down.
Putting in that work.
That's exciting for me.
Yeah.
And not just that, it goes hand in hand with me. Like I'm starting to coming down in my weight and my body fat, and I'm like, oh, I'm changing, dude. Mm-hmm. Every week I'm changing, and it's exciting. You got to be excited for it. Just like if you come to work and do work here, right? You're excited to work. You're excited to paint that certain truck, or you're excited to do whatever you got to do, or you in your gym. In the gym, doing out mobility drills for these people and having them to be healthy, coming back to you like, hey, man, thank you. My joints were better. I feel better. I have no pain.
But they've been hurting for years.
I go pick up my kid without.
Without like kind of being scared, right?
Exactly.
Shoot, it's just, that's what it's about.
Yep, that's what it's about.
And I try to stay like real transparent with people. I don't sugar.
I think that's the best part.
Yeah, like
just to be real, transparent. Like cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want out of it? Like, are you that serious? You want to put in that work?
And not to be
okay, you are. Okay, show me that.
Yeah, and not to be a dick, but it's just like we want to be 100. I don't sugarcoat shit.
Right.
People send me because I'll tell them, hey, we'll send how many weeks out you are, because they come to me for fucking questions. That's your coach.
Yeah.
That's why you pay your coach.
Exactly.
Don't ask someone else. Ask your coach, and if he can't deliver, then it's probably time to fucking
get a new coach.
Switch.
So I had a bunch of people that would reach out to me. It's like, hey, dude, I'm so many weeks out, and I feel like we are gonna make it in time. Coach says I'm gonna be whatever, and I'm like, you're asking for my honest opinion, and I don't sugarcoat nothing, especially when it comes to this, because the passion. I love this shit. I'm gonna tell you straight up, you're not gonna be ready. Give you another 8 to 12 weeks. 8 to 12 weeks when you're fucking 6 weeks out. You mean I need more?
Double.
It's like, unfortunately, if you want to be a competitor in the sport, and you wanna showcase your physique. Yeah, I think like if you want to do it just because, that's cool.
Yeah.
But who's gonna look back?
Mm-hmm.
The coach. Most of the time, it's the coach.
Yeah.
Because he didn't bring you in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there's an agreement, like, no, I just want to do it. I was like, well, okay, we're just going to do it, but I'm going to get you peeled no matter what.
Yeah.
We're
trying to get the best.
Yeah, we're going to get
the best work.
Yeah. I'm going to fucking try to make winners or at least make people look like they belong.
Right.
Same thing with lifestyle clients. I want you to change.
100%.
Like, I want to see you in 3 months change. You know what I mean? Like saying, hey, dude, my body, I'm comfortable in my own clothes. I'm looking better, not even if I lost weight, it's just like I recomped, I got more muscle, I'm stronger.
Yep.
Like, thank you. And I'm like, cool, it feels good.
Especially when they say they feel good.
Yeah, man, like straight up.
Better than I did 3 months ago. Just like able to just.
I wake up excited in the morning, look at myself in the mirror, be like, fuck, let's go. I'm fucking ready, bro. I'm excited like a motherfucker.
I drank like
myself in the mirror, shit, smiling at myself.
He's like, I drank like 3 beers and I still look good.
Yeah. Have a cheat day. I wake up, make sure the app is still there.
Right after the meal, it's like big old burger and shit. You're like, oh, they're still there.
App check real quick.
Like, yeah, watch it like 2 hours.
Yeah. It'd be like that though, for sure.
It is. A little bit of that body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
But I don't see that as good or bad. It could be used as a good thing because you want to better yourself.
Right.
I tell myself, I need this, I need that. I'm not there yet. Let's go. Keep working.
Time to put in some more work.
Plain and simple.
Keep going.
You know, like it just takes time. It's time and patience, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you mentioned you have a family.
Yeah.
And then you have the work and the gym life, you know.
Balance.
Sometimes
So you got to balance all that.
It's hard.
That's not easy. You make it look easy. It's different.
So are there any tips for like people out there who also have work, do fitness, have a family, try to make time for everything?
I'm going to tell you straight up, man. If you're bodybuilding, you got to be selfish. A little selfish. I'm not going to say put your kids on the back burner. Never that. Family first. Right?
100%.
But to create that balance, okay, so if you're just competing just to compete and want to your hobby, then yeah, create that balance with your family. Hey, I'm going to prep for 16 weeks. I'm going to be a little tired towards the end, but you're still going to go out to dinner with your family. You're going to take your meals. You're going to play with your kids. You're going to do stuff around the house. You're going to put in work in the gym, your diet, and work. You know, so you have to find balance in that aspect of providing for your family, depending if you're working or not. Right. You know, society's different, I guess, now. But I would just for the bodybuilder that's going to go pro, most of the time they're single. A lot of times, they're single, you know,
you got no time for nothing else.
No, that's you. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that aspect, you're selfish 100%.
Mm-hmm. It's all about you.
Yeah, it's all
that work.
Yeah, dude. Like you have a girlfriend, then she's in it. She's cooking your meals. She's helping you do shit. You're in the gym together, then you guys are both in it. Mm-hmm. You know, same thing goes to a competitor that just wants to compete. Is don't stop taking your kids out to eat just because you can't eat that shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's good advice.
You put yourself in that position. You put yourself.
Don't put them in that.
Yeah. You put yourself in that position. You're doing it to yourself.
Right.
I tell myself all the time. Yeah, I took my kids to John's with my wife and stuff like that. They ate their junk and I had my meals, or I ordered a pizza and I'm there like, oh man, this is bomb, but fuck it, end game. You know, this is my head's in the game, switches on. You know, and I have my meals, and the thing is with that is like going out of town is like, okay, well, Disneyland, my meals were there. You know, of course you get that breaking point towards the end. It's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
You know, when you don't got no carbs in you for 3 weeks, it's like, but your body's changing and you're just addicted to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, but play with your family, have fun with your family. Don't neglect them because they're going to be there after and they're going to remember, especially if you have older kids or kids that are going to remember when they're 8 years old and thinking back like, well, my dad didn't play with me that much because he's too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Kids will remember shit.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Kids are smart.
Oh,
yeah. A lot smarter than people think.
So a little bit of flexibility, but at the same time, at that 16 to 20 weeks, whatever you're prepping, you gotta be a little selfish. And you gotta, after that blows over, you gotta actually please the wife a little bit, take her somewhere, buy her stuff, but still try to make them date nights, even though you can't eat. There's healthier options out there.
Even now, there are even more restaurants that provide
exactly your nutrition facts, your calories.
Or you just get a steak or something.
Yeah, steak and potato. I know there's gonna be oil in that shit. Okay, that's fine, but is that oil really gonna affect you? Depends, right? How much is in it?
Right.
But can we pick a safer option like a chicken breast with the potato and some veggies, or just veggies and chicken breast, knowing you're gonna have a little bit of oil in there and it's gonna be fine, or a steak like a sirloin or filet, you know, that's gonna be.
Those are cooked on just like a
grill
fire, so that won't really have oil in most restaurants.
Another way I do it is I'll eat my meal prep before I take off, and so when I get there, I might order one, but I'm not gonna tear it all up.
Yeah, because you're gonna be full already. That's what I used to do.
Yeah, for sure. That works a lot.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, I'm a fat kid at heart. I like junk food.
Fuck yeah.
I know it's so bad, dude. I know it's so bad for you because of the extra sugar in there, the insulin spikes that it causes. Sometimes they have extra hydrogen oils that cause inflammation, stuff like that. Yeah, but it's fucking good. Yeah. There's a reason why it's good, right?
Yeah.
Because they want you. They want you to buy it. They want you to eat all that stuff.
Keep eating that shit.
Yeah, but for lifestyle clients, they need to have balance with their family.
Yeah.
And outside of the dieting, I want them to have that drink. But again, it's like, let's not have the 3 beers plus.
Exactly.
Right.
Moderation.
Moderation. I could drink a beer right now. Maybe 40. No, no. I could probably drink, like, I'll limit, if I do drink, I'll limit to maybe a tall can or 16 ounce, a little bit more, and call it good, but sipping on it, you know.
Right. Chilling, relaxing.
I'm used to fucking downing them, you know, and not now, I get fucking drunk. but yeah, you know, you can socialize, you can have that drink. You don't have to eat the chips and salsa.
Right.
You don't have to.
That's where the discipline comes in.
That's where the discipline.
How serious are you? Yeah, like how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
You really want to work and hit your goal, or you really want to have them chips?
Yeah, exactly.
Pizza, whatever.
Yeah, like look at the end game. Like look at where you're starting, and look at the end game where you're going to be in here in 3-6 months, a year. You know, and see with them that they have families, they go out to dinners and stuff like that. I'm sorry, sometimes when I come down on you and tell you, hey, your food's low, you can't afford to be flexible with your diet. You can't afford to drink anything, any beers or anything with calories in there. Let's start eating the meals towards the end, you know, and I do that towards the end. Like, hey, you came down a lot. We're going to do 4 weeks of a fucking fast come down to get your metabolism after, so I could reverse you into eating your reverse diet or recovery diet, I call it. So increasing the calories slowly or aggressively, depending, female or male, depending how they adapt to it. Most of the time they start losing weight. Most of the time they get stronger and bigger. But in the beginning, I'm rigid. I'm sorry. It's discipline. They need discipline. Mm-hmm. But at the same time is, again, play with your kid. Take them out. You know, take your wife out. You're doing it to yourself. Yep. You're paying for a service. Take advantage of it, but you're doing it to yourself. So there has to be a balance. Mm-hmm. There has to be.
That's a key. Balance.
Balance is a key. It's hard, but if you're a fucking hardcore competitor, you're gonna be a little selfish, you know. And to be honest with you, with me, I learned to balance that just by fucking taking my wife and kids somewhere, even though I can't eat it, you know, or whatnot. Right now, I'm not too strict yet. I'm getting there, and the switch is gonna fucking be turned on here in a little bit. But it's just your family's gonna always be there, but then until they're not.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So you have to take care of your family first. I'd choose them over bodybuilding.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know, they were there with before this. You know, like they're gonna be there after this because I'm gonna take care of them.
Yep.
You know, and to be honest with you, what I'm doing is not just for myself, obviously, because of the passion I love it. Yes, it is, but at the same time, it's to provide.
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
support,
you know, like
your family.
It just depends, right? Some people want fame. Some people just want to live life just regular person and just cruise on the radar. Mm-hmm. You know, find your niche, find what you want in life. And that's what I feel like I found is getting in the fitness game and bringing people results, bringing them happiness, finding balance in them, at the same time, bringing competitors to stage and myself, you know, coaching them. Because I get a lot out of it. Like, it's a dopamine rush.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm pretty sure the same thing with you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And same thing with your shop. Like,
especially because I come from the CPA world. I was a public accountant, doing a lot of tax returns.
Oh, yeah.
Doing all that.
Oh, it's a different ballgame.
Like, the dopamine hits are like way better.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel better.
Yeah, you're helping people out. Yeah, it make you feel good. You're helping people out.
Actually helping people live a lot more enjoyable life in their actual body instead.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's that's what I suggest for people. Find some balance.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people here neglect that. Like, it's all play, you know, in the gym, or all diet, or all bodybuilding. It's like, I'm sorry, you might not make it in to the Olympia.
Oh yeah.
You got to be pretty much a genetic phenom to do that.
Be more realistic.
You know, be realistic. Like, I'm sorry, and people need to hear that.
And that's good that you actually provide that to them. Because I'm sure there's coaches that say, we'll
make you pro. There's some people that can.
Waste money.
That have the genetics. But they still have to put in work.
Taking their money.
Exactly, taking the money.
Stringing along.
And see, that's what I want to make that clear to people is I don't give a shit about the money. Yeah, I gotta live. Gotta feed my family. I gotta provide, right? But there's a reason why I did it for so long for free. You know? And why I get caught up talking to people at the gym, helping them out, stuff like that, because I don't give a shit about the money. You know? Money comes and goes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What I care about is what I leave on this earth after I'm gone.
How many people you impact?
How many people I change, how many people I help. My name matters a lot. I'm very prideful. You know, it could be a downfall and it could be something to bring you up too.
Yeah.
But I use it in a good way. And that's how I am.
That's good. Like that.
And how I see it is people are going to get mad at that. I think I talked to you about the other day is comparison is a thief of joy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know you're winning?
There
right?
you go.
Yeah. That is true.
And winner mindset, you have to have that.
You have to have.
Not just in the gym. Life.
Yeah.
And that's what the gym can help you in real life.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The gym, it helps you get that mindset. Push the extra rep or push that.
Yeah.
Let me go when I don't feel like doing this sometimes, you know. Even on those tough days, you're like, I don't really feel like working out. But then you just still push yourself.
And sometimes the best workout.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. It'd be like that.
And you're like, damn, I'm glad I worked out today.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
and that's how you implement that to the life in general and business, you know. But that's what you still gotta wake up and face life no matter what. You can't be like, I'm gonna take a day off from life.
No way.
Like, no, you just show up.
Yeah,
no matter how you feel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go wipe my kids. Just gonna sleep in bed. Oh yeah, my kid's hungry. No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotta go take care of business.
Yeah,
no
that's right. Get up and fucking make it happen. No matter how the fuck.
No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, sick or not.
Exactly.
That's even having the passion helps you. You remember why you're doing this. Like, hey, just fucking this.
There's a reason.
Yeah. You're like, all right, we can not go work out, or we can't go work out today. Go help this client just because I feel like this.
Like, no, dude. Like, I'm coming back from an injury, you know, a back injury, and I don't know, it just locked up. I shifted a whole side, and you know how bad I felt for them 2 weeks that I couldn't train a client. It's like, dude, like I'm putting myself back, I'm putting my clients back. Luckily I have my online clients, yes, but like I'm coaching people or I'm training people at the gym, and it's like I can't get in there. I can't even walk.
Wow.
You know, so I'm back now. You know, it's not 100%, but I'm back now. It's so it just that eats you up though, right? You can't get in there.
Yeah.
Especially with the injury.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, as you get older, you're like, yeah, dude. It's like, damn, especially a back injury, dude.
Those are some of the worst.
Yeah.
Because those are very delicate, especially because when you sit a lot or
that's an issue.
Things, you're standing in weird, awkward positions.
And the thing is, a lot of us sit down all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of people work in offices and wonder why their hip flexors are tight.
Oh yeah, I used to be one of those people. I used to be so tight. I could maybe do a full range.
Dude, you know, like that's why when I train, like doing squats, I do full range. You know, to make sure, like
that's the grab.
Yeah, dude. And it's just a full range of motion is what's going to get you to grow too and be mobile.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You're shortening and lengthening position.
Yeah.
I mean, lengthening position is usually the weak part.
Yeah.
Well, you want to strengthen, lengthen, and shorten.
Exactly.
Get the complete growth. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I mean, it's a lot of stuff that you can go in depth with, and I'm pretty sure you know a lot more about mobility than I do. You know.
That'll be that next one. We'll go
mobility. Yeah. It'll be like you're gonna put me right here. It's like, okay, do this stretch, like. Or do this, like, dude, I can't.
Like, that will be a 3 hour. That will be a 3 hour.
Like, edit this out.
I'm surprised how many people can't touch their toes, or even kids can't even touch their toes just because they're always at the desk.
Yeah, dude, and they're hunched over.
Yeah.
They're hunched over like this, and they create that.
Playing video games more.
Oh yeah, dude, you're like this, you know, or even at the house, you're just fucking just sitting down,
couch, watching TV.
You sink into the crowd instead of sitting upright.
Yeah, that's why I tell a lot of clients is like, get your 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, not including cardio. Get out there and move. Go to the grocery store. You're gonna rack up $3,000 just in steps.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Yep.
You just add some steps around the neighborhood. And I'm a real advocate of that when we're coming down.
You've been adding 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it matters.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
Some people will go through life. Oh yeah, I walk a lot in my office. I'm like, yeah, but we still gotta walk because your body's used to that. Your metabolism.
You gotta get above that.
Yeah. Do that extra 5 minutes outside. Go get some sunshine. Go walk your dog.
And that's how I am like with the clients in the whole dieting part. It's like, okay, well, how much are you getting a day? What do you do for your work? What are you eating? How much are you eating? Well, I don't know. I don't track it. Okay, let's get in the habit of tracking all that stuff. I'm going to put you on this set meal plan. And if I don't see change and just the little changes that we've done, then we're going to have to either do some more cardio, get some more steps, lower the food, something. And a lot of people, I tell them to send me videos of training. Some online. They don't, but they need to because that training is going to tell how hard you're training and if you're activating that muscle. And maybe that's what we need to change the training. Couldn't be the diet. More intensity. I'm very advocate of training with intensity, bringing it. I don't really like going to failure too much. Just because it does cause a lot of fatigue, especially for natural individuals.
Yeah.
So just shy of it would be perfect, just enough to recover for the next
not be too sore for the next session.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're too sore for the next session, what are you doing? You're causing more. You're injured already, kind of, right? You're tearing, and you're going to cause even more injury. And now it's like you're not recovering 100%, and possibly you could tear something because the muscle's going to get popped.
Because it also gets too
tight. It just starts tightening.
Yeah, exactly.
Stretching like they're supposed to, then that's where force plus tightness, just something always
snap,
is, and it's always the ligaments.
All the time.
Too tight.
Yeah. And then what's gonna fail first? The mind.
Oh yeah.
It's always the mind. But if you're doing that over and over, your muscles gonna be fried, dude, and your ligaments, and it's gonna be even worse. Ligament tear, something like that's worse than muscle tear. They say, right?
Because a lot of times you don't hear of people tearing muscle as much as they are their tendons, their ligaments, their ACLs, their rotator cuff. All that stuff, the back, all that stuff.
Yeah, it all that matters in training, in dieting, nutrition, fitness, sports, everything. And I try to watch all angles, and I would like them to send me videos, but sometimes they don't. And it's like, just send me one video a week. We'll get through all the training, and you'll be golden. I had to do it, and it's like, why not? It's just you're paying for it. And if that comes with it, I can charge you just for dieting and not training if you want, But because I know many people do that, but I go all inclusive, with that stuff,
Yeah, I feel like one goes with the other.
Yeah, it has to.
It makes it a lot easier to. So then just have one person to ask the questions, have one coach instead of.
Yeah, so many.
Especially with the average person, like maybe an athlete that have multiple coaches.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to your lifestyle client, they kind of just one person.
One person.
Spend extra money on X and
dude.
And that.
And it gets pricey doing that. That's why the pros are pros to have that money to do that, right?
Exactly.
And the thing is, how I tell people is like, coaching gets pricey, yes, but what are you doing when you're going every day to a gas station or the Starbucks? What you get? What is it? Starbucks $5? Gas station, you come out selling $5 to $10 a day. Yeah, exactly. So if you multiply the fucking, let's say $20 a week, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then not including going out to dinner or something like that, you rack up $200.
Easy.
It's like and it's like, what do you mean you can't pay for coaching? I'm too pricey. It's like, no, fix your habits. Like you can stop going and getting that candy bar at the grocery store or the gas station or them chimichangas
whatever you're getting.
Yeah, and if you want to change, this is a price.
The discipline,
and the discipline, like it gets pricey, yes, if you can't afford it, but can you really not afford it? Can you stop going to the gas station, getting all these drinks at Starbucks, doing this, go out to dinner all the time?
Yeah, especially feeling sluggish.
Fast food, dude. Fast food.
I used to eat all that, just like tired.
After you eat all sluggish, okay,
I'm going to sleep.
30-hour nap. 30 minute
all day. Nah, yeah, dude, but that's how I try to tell them, like, they could jump on with me if they want, but if you give me excuses, then I don't want you to do that. I want someone serious.
Yeah.
You know, because
then that tells you they're not serious.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Now you're not going to put in no time and effort, energy.
Like, and
you're not going nowhere.
And I don't start off right away telling them this is how much. Like I tell them this is what I do, you know, and I give you a full walkthrough of what I do. I explain it to them, and then I tell them, and I can send you such and such, and you can fill it out for me, and then I'll show you, and you'll see the prices. But this is what I charge, and in person, this is what I do. And a lot of people run with it, a lot of people don't. But I guarantee they could find another coach, maybe cheaper or maybe same price or more expensive. But a lot of these coaches, big names, they're not going to pay attention to you. It's like how I am.
Details.
Yeah, right.
Like
see like another number.
Another number.
Because these coaches are just too big, and not just that. You're just another number.
Yep.
You know.
Your paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think I split up my clients throughout the week so I could pay attention to every single one? And I'm very thorough with them. You could ask anybody. I'm very thorough. Like,
go the extra mile.
Yeah, dude, because I want them to better themselves. I want to see the change in them.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge to me to change them. You know, it's like, can I change this person? You know, and most of the time I can, but I don't put a time frame on there. They have a time frame. If they got one, we can do it, but that's up to them to suffer or not.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not the one suffering.
Yeah.
Some people take from 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even 4 months to just start because it's the habits.
It's a habit that are changing slowly.
And then those habits, if they're not changing fast enough, which most of them don't, especially if you're just getting started.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got to start. You got to be honest with them. It's going to take
this much, dude.
Months before you start seeing changes, and it's just about being consistent, changing your habits. Right? You didn't get here overnight.
Yeah.
Especially the more overweight people. It didn't take you 1 week to get here, so it's not going to take 1 week to get this weight off.
Well, how I asked them is like, they said, I want to lose this much in a month or this much. And it's like 10, 15 pounds. It's like, you might lose that in water and some body fat if we cut your calories completely or your food completely or do so much cardio. Okay, yeah, but how sustainable is that? Right?
That's the goal.
Yeah. And then I ask them this question too is, how long did it take you to get that way? It's like, probably like 3 years, 4 years. Okay.
There you go.
Like crickets. But in reality, it's going to take a little shorter to get to it, right?
But that means you got to put in quite a bit of work.
You got to put in some work.
And it's the discipline. Stay consistent Monday through Sunday.
100%. Yeah.
Putting that candy bar down, maybe grabbing a piece of fruit instead.
Yeah, instead, you know, and then the people don't, you might be able to get away with that candy bar once in a while, right?
Right.
But when it becomes a habit, it's in the pantry, it's a habit.
Exactly.
That's when the mindset's not there. That's when it's time to, all right, dude, you're starting to binge or eat outside of plan. You're not at your goal weight yet. Remember the end goal. Yeah, exactly.
You can't cheat results. Yeah. I always say you can't cheat results for sure.
The numbers don't lie on the scale most of the time. A lot of times, yes, but not really. The average does not fucking lie, and the pictures don't lie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you're bloated, dude. What'd you eat yesterday? it's like, oh man, I had like 2 beers and I ate some wings. It's like, all right,
inflammation.
What do you think the fucking beer's gonna do? What do you think the wings are gonna do? Sodium, all that stuff. You know, like, you haven't ate that in a while. You know, or it's like, I can see that you're not changing because of this.
Yeah.
You know,
moving enough. You know, walk some more.
Yeah,
right? Just movement.
Yeah, exactly. Movement.
Just move.
Get up and move. Like how I tell people like that I'm not coaching, I just give them tips. I was like, find out your food, your calories, yes. But main thing is get in the gym and work out. And you'll see change. Once that stops, get some cardio in. Once that change stops, now it's time to look at the diet. But by that time when they start looking at the diet, they already probably lost like 20, 30 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Just in change, you know? So that's one tip I could give people. Start off like that. And then when the plateau really hits, you did just this, and just training and getting cardio, fix a diet, and you'll get more change. Once that's all put together, now you know how much to eat. Now you know what's going to do to your body, how much to decrease. And now, hey, I plateaued. Let's add more food, hold for a little bit, maintain, and then cut it again. Start the whole process.
Yeah. Build that mature muscle.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you start cutting right after a mass phase, bulk phase or whatever, that muscle's not mature enough to hold. Your body set point wants to get back to where it was at.
Yeah.
You know, it'll shrink, dude. Like, it's not gonna stick.
No.
You know, I mean, unless you're using, right? It could. That's a different ballgame. But for a natural individual, it's not gonna stick unless you got great genetics.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's very rare.
Very rare. Oh yeah, dude. Not in this society, dude. Like, you get some genetic phenoms now, yeah. But
that's like your 2-3% of people.
Yeah, you see one guy stand out of the whole crowd, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
So yeah, that guy's got something.
Yeah, dude. He's like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I just eat wings, party, I drink beer, hit the gym like 3 times a week." Imagine what you're gonna do. Imagine what you could do if you clean it up, right? Yeah, exactly. Or wishing like, dude, I want to be in that. Yeah. Right, but yeah, dude, that's what I'm about. That's what I like. You know.
No, it's definitely good. Definitely got to know you quite a bit.
Yeah.
Definitely got at least to touch the surface of everything. Mm-hmm. I'd definitely have you back again on the podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah,
appreciate you for coming.
No, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity, man. It's like I feel like I have a lot to say and a lot of knowledge I could give people.
Oh yeah, and have you back. That's for sure.
And not just that, man. I just feel like there's a lot of people that need it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
because that's one thing we talked about the first podcast, that they're scared to ask.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So when they know that somebody's willing to provide, they'll be a little bit easier for them to come and ask.
Yeah, to kind of knock at the door a little bit,
right?
So you could open up that door.
Letting them know it's okay to ask.
Yeah.
Know? Especially I get DMs all the time, and they'll say, "Oh, people charge for this," or like, people usually charge for to talk to me. Well, just here you go.
Yeah, DM me, dude. You know,
like boom, boom. There you go. It takes like 2 seconds for me.
Yeah, exactly. And then I tell them, I was like, just don't take advantage of it, and like, don't be bugging me 24/7. But I mean, a lot of people are good at that.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
But that's why I put my Q&As in there. You know, on the Instagram, I put Q&As. I try to answer them as professional as I can. A lot of people get some bullshit questions. I mess around. You gotta have life. You gotta have fun, right? And whatever we do. So yeah, I mess around bullshit. But yeah, you can. I ask a question. I put Q&As in there, and a lot of people don't hit. But I'll put a question. Like, hey, what do you do when you stall? What do you do when you this? And they'll hit. It's like, all right, that's cool. And I explain more in depth, and then it's like opens their eyes, you know. But yeah, so I'll do a little bit more of that, and then and if you guys have anybody, send them my way, and I'll answer their question. Pick my brain. I tell people, pick my brain online. You know, if I have the time, I'll do it. Which most of the time I do. You know.
Give them your Instagram one more time.
Yeah, so it's Richard Palacios. So RP Flex Fitness. So if you guys could check me out on there, I'd really appreciate it. I do, like I said, put Q&As out there and pick my brain. And then I do online coaching, in-person training also, and competitors welcome, bodybuilders welcome.
Yeah. Give them a follow.
There we go.
We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks for watching.